Hello everyone and welcome back to our series on C.S. Lewis' book Mere Christianity. Today we'll be discussing Part 3, Christian Behavior, Chapter 2, the Cardinal Virtues. Did you know that the concept of the Cardinal Virtues dates back to ancient Greek philosophy? But what does it mean in the context of Christianity? Let's find out. The Cardinal Virtues are a set of 4 virtues that are seen as essential to leading a moral life. These virtues are prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude. Lewis argues that these virtues are not only important for leading a moral life but also for growing in our relationship with God. Lewis argues that prudence is the first of the cardinal virtues and involves practical wisdom. It is the ability to make wise decisions in the midst of difficult situations. Justice is the second virtue and involves treating others fairly and justly. It is the virtue that guides us to do what is right, even when it's not easy. Temperance is the third virtue and involves self-control. It is the ability to control our desires and passions, so that they don't lead us to sin. Finally, fortitude is the fourth virtue and involves courage. It is the ability to do what is right, even in the face of difficulty or danger. Lewis argues that these virtues are not just important for leading a moral life, but also for growing in our relationship with God. He writes, "The Christian is to take off his own life and put on Christ's, and Christ's life includes all that we have called virtues." Mere Christianity, Chapter 2, page 58. In other words, by cultivating these virtues in our lives, we are becoming more like Christ and growing in our relationship with Him. And ultimately, that's what the Christian life is all about. Let me leave you with a few quotes from Chapter 2, the Cardinal Virtues. The Christian is not to ask whether this or that action is respectable, but whether it is right. Mere Christianity, Chapter 2, page 53. Courage is not simply one of the virtues, but the form of every virtue at the testing point. Mere Christianity, Chapter 2, page 62. It is not enough to do one's duty. One must do it in the right way and with the right heart. Mere Christianity, Chapter 2, page 63. So there you have it, the cardinal virtues, and their importance in the Christian life. And tune in next time as we continue our journey through Mere Christianity. Here are 2 reflective questions based on Chapter 2 of Mere Christianity. Which of the 4 cardinal virtues, prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude, do you think is most important for living a good and fulfilling life? Why? How can you cultivate the cardinal virtues in your own life? Are there any particular habits or practices that you could adopt to help you grow in prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude? Now, you can pause the video and comment your answers before you continue. Well done if did. Here are some possible answers to the reflective questions. Question 1. How can we cultivate the cardinal virtues in our daily lives? We can start by identifying which virtues we need to work on the most, and intentionally practicing them in our thoughts, words, and actions. For example, if we struggle with temperance, we can set boundaries for ourselves and avoid excessive indulgence in food, drink, or entertainment. If we struggle with fortitude, we can face our fears and challenges head-on, and not shy away from difficult tasks. If we struggle with justice, we can seek to treat others fairly and impartially, and not show favoritism or prejudice. And if we struggle with prudence, we can seek wise counsel from others, and not act impulsively or recklessly. Question 2. How do the cardinal virtues relate to our spiritual growth as Christians? Personally, I think the cardinal virtues are not only moral ideals, but also spiritual disciplines that help us grow in our relationship with God. By practicing these virtues, we become more like Christ, who exemplified them perfectly in his life and ministry. We learn to love as he loved, to have self-control as he had, to endure suffering as he did, and to be wise as he was. As we grow in these virtues, we also grow in our faith, hope, and charity, which are the theological virtues that underpin them. Ultimately, the cardinal virtues help us become the kind of people God created us to be, and fulfill our calling as his ambassadors in the world. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below.